Hey guys, did the awesome here to give you I don't know if this is the first time I've done this, but this is a live Monster Legends guide where we talk about monsters, moves, rune sets, partners, all that jazz. From now on, I will be live streaming all my guides because I feel more comfortable live streaming than I do sitting at a computer awkwardly, awkwardly recording. And I feel like it's less stage. I feel more comfortable when I'm just live streaming. It's weird, right? Because I voice act too as like, but when I do like these guides, I feel uncomfortable. like nowadays, I just kind of feel like, man, I've said the same stuff over and over again. And maybe if I, live stream it, I feel less awkward. So you guys will be able to see the chat down below and all that fun stuff. I'm not gonna like stray too far away like from like the conversations to because again this is a guide video or I'm streaming it uh but maybe I'll gauge questions once in a while if they're interesting. Uh but yeah, it's just a live stream guide. Anywho, you guys came here today to learn about Blaz. Blaz is the one of the new purchasable rank 3 mythics that you can buy for $100 right next to Unspeakable. They've had the tendency to release monsters, release mythic monsters that you may buy, and we're gonna talk about this one today. I think this is the best one that they've released so far, if not the very, 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 very very unfair. This monster is so unfair, it's not even funny. So, life 56,098. A very spicy life. Though it's not the highest life for a mythic. Mythic's life pools are big anyway, so it being a 56k is very tolerable. It gives a lot to work with the 25 shield. You guys can see at Protective Protocol, it does give a 25 shield to all your boys and gals. If you do pair this up with monsters that have high life scaling, like Armor Claw, for example, or any other mythic, this scales. This is more than 25%. Dib, I'm uploading my video soon. Looking forward to seeing your thoughts on them too. Ah, dang it. I was like, I gotta finish the stream quick. I was like, must flow first. Now I'm good. Yeah, I'm happy too. Dude, I think this monster is so meta breaking, it's not even funny. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, it's really good. The shield becomes really better if you pair it with mythics. And I think this monster is going to start forcing changes because everyone's gonna want to run him with mythics because of this shield. So life, it's not the highest, but it doesn't have to be. It's still a high life for mythics. Like mythics have high life pools. It's an alright life. Power 5,456. Not the highest power for mythic monsters if we're gonna be real here, my boys. I feel like this scales well with mutant runes. Like, I'm not saying shove damage speed, like run full damage and then run mutant speed. No. You run speed, you want to prioritize that. You could maybe do it if you want to, but I guess it depends on the count. But, for just like straight up, you kind of want mutant damage, if anything. Don't build solid damage. Do mutant damage or mutant life, preferably. It only has 1 damage skill, but the skill is spammable. No, that's my that's my mom text. Is like that's a but the power is low. It doesn't have to be high though at later ranks. It becomes better at later ranks, so it's fine that it's low. It's just not going to do absurd amount of damage early game. So speed is 4,895. This is the fastest mythic in the game right now. This is fast. This is blistering speed. I wish it had a control immunity. Sadly, it does not, but it does give torture immunity and cleanses before doing it. That is really nice. I find that hurts it a lot that it doesn't give control immunity because that means I have to run another mythic that does give control immunity. Like, I kind of feel sad about that. But it's fine. It's fine. I can apply skill mirror. Like, that's one of its area skills. So I think that makes up for it. It can't do any control immunities, but it does provide torture immunities, and it also can provide skill mirror. So that's pretty lovely. Rank 0, you get possession immunity. This does make you immune to all forms of common possession, and I think mega possession. You're not immune to corruption, though. I think this is the only immunity in the game that gets cheesed by the other two. Because if you looked at the other two, if you're immune to freeze, you're immune to mega freeze, you're basically immune to their advanced controls. I feel like possession is still cheesed to this day because corruption still works how it is. Like, it's unfair. I feel so bad. I feel so bad for them because they all these possession immunity monsters get cheesed by corruption unless they have abomination, right? Like anything that has plain immunity to possession just gets doomed by Lord Pumpseed. They're so bullied by him. I hate it. My poor boy is getting bullied by Lord Pumpseed, my boys. But despite this not being abomination or you're immune to corruption, whatever. This still works in tangent with the new mythic monster that's also out, Unspeakable. I think this monster works fantastic with them. This is unfair with Unspeakable because of the possession immunity. If you're running against a team that runs solid, possession, they don't run corruption, right? You can just cleanse the corruption. This guy will probably go before the Unstoppable, right? Well, if they're running a Van Decken, if Van Decken goes before this thing for whatever reason, boom, cleanse. It doesn't matter. It's really cool. Really, really, really lovely that I'm not completely doomed getting possessed. And I can also counter any DOT play too. Keep in mind, being the fact this thing is really fast, keep in mind that it is a support monster that can cleanse. You can clean any DOTs off your Unstoppable before it goes. And Unstoppable has a huge life pool. Unstoppable has unfair life. It's really nice. Rank 1, it gets bleed immunity. Not the best rank 1 ability, if we're going to be real here. And it's only one DOT, but there's a lot of DOTs in the game that apply bleed, like double DOTs. We're talking Fatid's area skill. We're talking about Abysmus. Having immunity to bleed is actually a really nice thing. It's kind of like next to Poison 2. Because there's just so many area skills that apply poison and bleed. It's just really dumb. Poison and bleed are just hand in hand in terms of combo DOTs. Is this the upcoming race monster? No, this is one of the new buy monsters. This is one of the new things they're having on sale right now. For $100, you can have them at rank 3. At rank 3, speaking of rank 3, this is the real reason why you get them. This is dumb. At rank 3, he gets a self-cast area cooldowns activate, or skill caster, whatever. This means everyone on your team gets cooldowns protection. If you've ever fought a Ragnarok, you know how unfair this is. It's so good. Because you go into these war situations, right? And hey, your whole plan was to just cooldowns activate Rag, right? Because his cooldowns are really high. But you get those rare opportunities where he does get the cooldowns activation protection, and this is unfair. This is so strong. This protects your monsters from losing their skills. It's just so good. You don't lose your good things. You keep your no more failures. You keep your area mega freeze, trait disables, etc., etc. They just can't turn off your goodies until they get rid of this. This is so good. Because we don't have anything in the game yet in terms of monsters that remove positive effects and trait disables besides single target things, I think. This is kind of what we're missing in the meta right now, is a monster that turns off cooldowns, removes trait. Oh, actually, Angelica does that, but I mean a really, really modern one. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard. This is such a strong combination because you're either removing positive effects or you're trait disabling, right? It's one or the other. You're removing positive effects, or you have the trait disable. It's just really good. So this also protects your taunt tank. This is another reason why it's good. It protects your taunter. Throughout history of Monster Legends, slow monsters, the slow mega taunters, the regular taunters, they don't really get to do much with their other skills unless it's spammable, because they're always subjected to cooldowns activate, right? Well, this protects them. It's just great. It's if you're running a Core Brutalis, if you're running, again, Unstoppable or Unspeakable, that thing, yeah. You get to keep your life regen, you get to keep, your damage return if you're running that. Really, really spicy, really, really nice. This is one of the big reasons why he's good. I think this is such a strong passive. Relics, Mask and Banner. I think Banner has improved in quality. Dude, Talika's Banner is spicy for Legends nowadays. You want Talika's Banner because Tenacity Shield's just getting ran over by all these mythic monsters, right? You want solid base life. And banners provide that with Talika's Banner. Like, it's such a great thing. You also get access to healing if you want to. If you're all running mythics, maybe you don't want Talika's Banner up. Hey, you can run healing the Invar's Banner, and you get like life regen and stamina regen. What more can you ask for? Masks, Healing Mask, and the Area Tenacity Mask really are the only ones that come to mind. I will say in terms of dealing with mythics, I don't know how helpful masks are. I guess maybe the gold one's better nowadays because it heals 60k. But that's a really selfish thing. I guess it just keeps your your balls. I was gonna call them balls because fun fact, I'm actually going to name my Blaz balls because this is because it's just a great name for this monster because he'd be busting balls, my boy. He's a really strong. He'd be busting those balls. And yes, if you're also wondering if I'm gonna pair him up with Privateer Morgan at some point, absolutely. I gotta I gotta pair balls with my magical balls. I'll have unstoppable balls. I'll have a balls team. Magical balls. What time is the race going to be? It's going to be after the mazes. If you guys are always wondering when the next race will be, it's usually by, if it's ever announced or like they're going to do the race soon, it's always going to be by the end of the maze. So if like at 12 hours later or whenever this current one ends, boom, race. That's when the race is going to be. It always happens like the day after the current maze. Not all the time, but like maybe, let's say 1 or 2 mazes down later or whatever 2 events later, how many weeks it's been. It's always when it's like sneak peeked after that current maze, again, Knighthood maze. Once this is ended, the race is going to begin. Books, it's in Mechanical Adventurers and Good Legions. I think Good Legions is getting better than Evil Legions nowadays. I feel like they just have so much good stuff now. Evil Legions used to be so busted, but now Good Legions is like updated with all these busted things, right? Why is Good Legions getting all these good things? They have Wormlad, they get this, they got Abysmus. What more can you really ask for in life? You get the Robot Man, you get the Dragon Man, and you get the Kraken Man. I mean, like, come on, how can you beat that? It's amazing how many Good Legion monsters are now. How good that book has turned out. Before, that book was terrible. Now it's just got all these good things. Adventurers is a really nice one. I think you're only really... Oh man, what was in Adventurers? I can't even remember right now. But Mechanicals, I feel like Mechanicals kind of, Scrap Warrior's kind of been out-meted for a while. So I'd say the worst thing you ever have to be concerned with is Mechanical Hater, because there has been a few mechanical monsters that get Mechanical Hater. So they do triple damage to you. But I feel like if you're ranked up, and being the fact Scrap Warrior is kind of outdated, you don't have to worry about it too much. I don't see anyone use Scrap Warrior anymore. It is a really good monster, but I just don't see anyone use them anymore. So I don't think you have to worry too much in terms of mechanical. Back in the day you did, but for right now, I don't think anyone's running Mechanical Hater. I think that's a big deal that no one's running Scrap Warrior anymore, because it deals with this thing, and this thing's an eyesore. Alright, Tier 1 skills. Prepare for checkup, my boys. Prepare for the tests, the reviews, the exams at home. There we go. Deals moderate metal damage to all enemies. Removes shields from all enemies. So this is a spammable shield removal. You don't ever have to deal with shields ever again. Basically, if you're in the mirror matchup, boom, remove shields. Boom, remove shields. Boom, remove shields. You do it all the time because you can spam it. Why am I saying boom all over again? Boom, you can spam it. You can just spam this as like, be gone. I can spam this forever. It's just a ridiculous skill. Gabe, is this the real gaming? Yeah, it is. He's visiting. He's watching. He's like a ninja. Sometimes he comments, other times he watches from the shadows. I do that too sometimes. Actually, I'm a very open ninja. I'm the ninja that wears orange. I'm like Naruto. It's like maybe I want to just watch him, maybe not say anything. I was like, I'm just gonna say stuff. I'm gonna say, hey man, every time I am in chat. But yeah, it's the real armor. That's the real one, my boys and gals. Uh, Spammable shield removal is nice. It just means like you can't get peeled anymore. And there is a new taunt monster, a new mythic taunt monster that was the last maze that we just got with a 50% shield. Yo, she doesn't get to keep this. She doesn't get to keep this at all. So it's really nice to have. Did being a ninja, hey man, ninja, the loudest ninja ever, just saying, hey man. All right, we need to use stealth this moment. This moment. It's like, hey man, like in the middle of the enemy base. It's like, hey man. We must not draw attention. I'm just yelling like on a microphone. Hey man. But yeah. Speaking of don't panic, hey guys, don't panic. This removes all negative stats from one ally, applies a random positive effect from one ally, and applies another one to one ally. So basically you cleanse and then apply double goodies. Myrak actually has this skill, and this skill is actually really nice to have, especially for your taunt monsters. Like Santurion, if you didn't rank them up like to give them artifact, you can actually benefit from this skill. Let's say you did get trait disabled, bada bing, bada boom, cleansed, double goodies. Is that monster good? Yeah, this monster is so good. Absolutely. Is it better than Taney? Yes, absolutely. 100%. 100%. Look at all the good stuff he gets. This actually has quite a few applications if you pair it up with the monster. It's the bee guy. It's Hornet. There you go. Yeah. If you pair it up with Hornet, this is actually a really unfair skill. Because let's say they go for, Madam Fusion, for example. Let's say they do the extra turn play. Bada bing, bada boom. Protect positive effects, right? Actually, you don't have really any other, like, retaliation. But maybe if you had, like, Skill Mirror. Yeah, if you're running, like, Skill Mirror, and Madam, Fusion tries to go for remove positive effects or trait disable on anything else, she can't really do that. And protects your Skill Mirror. I don't know how long Skill Mirror lasts. But I know, like, if you pair it up with Hornet and it has anticipation, Madam Fusion goes for your taunt monster, boom, flash the protect positive effects. Odds are you did Skill Mirror before, and now they can't really touch either your balls or your Hornet, and they have to trait disable your Mega Taunt or your taunt monster again. That's annoying. I'd say the only three monsters that can bypass that really are Cheese is Blaz himself and Wormlad, or like Arasayuko, because they're the only monsters in the game with double removal skills. And I think Froma has that too, so let's slap her on there. Froma also can cheese it, I think. But besides that, yeah, there's really not many damage dealers that can really, or really anything that doesn't remove double effects that really want to tackle them until that's gone. So that's a really annoying thing, and to just be able to slap positive effects on your Mega Hunter again is annoying. It's really good. How do you get the monster? It's a buy monster. You have to pay for it. Is it worth the money? I'm kind of getting through this video. So speaking of Skill Mirror, this is the best skill. I think the skill is busted. Protective Protocol applies Skill Mirror to everyone on your team and applies a 25% shield. Now, this is a really small shield. 25% dib, that's really small. Well, again, if you're talking about mythics have really high life pools, right? Especially at higher ranks. The scales, the higher your monsters are. So 25, like, later on could be like a 50 or 75%. We're talking really huge scaling, especially if you're running life runes. This scales with life runes, so if you are running life, enhancing buffs or relics, it goes up. Like, it becomes more than 25%. It amplifies. It's lovely. Because 25% of that new life is crazy. Like, double your life. That's essentially a 50% of shield. It just goes up. Like, the percentages changes because the actual base life changed before you applied it. That's how the shields work, is it applies to whatever the max life is at that time. Now, like, as in, like, lower, let's say I did damage, it doesn't adjust to that, it adjusts to your maximum life. So let's say my maximum life was like, 100k, bada bing, bada boom. Double that, it's now half the new, percentage. Let's say it came to 200, boom, another 100, another 100,000, boom. Division. Bam. So you can amplify that. There's ways to amplify this. It doesn't just have to be 25%. You can choose to make this better, like with relics, with monsters. This can be amplified. This can be really, really high at some point. This give so much value to your team. Because let's say you do have a monster that applies positive effects, right? You get to protect your skill mirror, and there's really like no retaliation. Like if you have protect positive effects, because the only way they can really touch that buff now is if they do, Wormlad skill, and that means they're spending a turn. They are actually spending a turn to get rid of positive, like double removal of your effects. They have to actually do that. And he does actually have a skill that removes cooldown, so you can actually spam this quite a bit. Excuse me, I had a belch check. I almost belched. Stay calm, yo. Everybody in the chat, stay calm and steady. Balls are stay calm and steady. Everyone has chill balls now. This removes all negative statics and applies torture immunity. This was the skill I was talking about before. For it to be 2 turns is very valuable. I don't like 3-turn cooldown, like remove cleanses. Like 2 turns are always nice. I wish it's a good thing that this doesn't do more than just torture immunity, because I think if it healed too, that's unfair. Because you already get the shield from skill mirror, and now it's like if you got heal with that too, because Ragnarok's heal is dumb, right? So I'm glad it's not as busted as Rag's heal, but torture immunity is nice. 2 turns, 2 turns for a cleanse isn't bad. 2 turns for a cleanse is actually really, really strong. Let's see here. The next skill. 1 second. We'll wait till everyone's done chatting. I can't. I can't. Here, I'm gonna turn off chat for just a bit. I need to be able to see the rest of the skills. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, my voice. I'll put you back on for after I'm done with the last 2 skills. Expired anesthetic removes positive effects from one enemy, removes positive effects from all enemies. This is actually his really, really, really big skill. This is why he's meta defining, because he actually double removes effects and he applies nanovirus to all enemies. This is so huge. Mythic monsters have been asking for an answer to like evasion or like Wormlad skill for the longest of times. Because the problem with, it has something to do with their base stats. Okay, so basically why this is so important, a lot of mythic monsters have just been outright damage dealers, right? But they've had a lot of problems dealing with evasion, specifically Wormlad's revival, because when you revive someone with Wormlad, you get protect positive effects protection and evasion, so you can't touch him at all. Like and a lot of the times they'll revive the Mega Taunter or the Taunter, Like, you're not allowed to touch Wormlad or anyone else until that Mega Taunter is dead. But you basically get a free turn, right? So that's a big deal. But Blaz says no. Like, he'll give one look at that Mega Taunt, evasion monster with protect positive effects. Boom. No, you don't get to keep that anymore. That's a big deal, because this means the door to damage for your mythic monsters is now open. So they may now attack the taunt monster again, and now that revives on a cooldown for Wormlad. That's a big deal. Like that is such a big deal. Wormlad is like in the corner. It's like, oh tits, man! I didn't think you'd kill him so fast. It's like that's not a normal thing. And this makes way for mythics to be able to run speed, right, and start outspeeding things in terms of legendary monsters, because now that door of opportunity is open. They don't have to play by that rule anymore. And it's on a 2-turn cooldown. This is huge too. It's also on a 2-turn cooldown, so even if you get cooldowns activate, hey, after 2 turns, boom, you got it up. You can set up your combos, and it's lovely. It's beautiful. I think that's the only weakness to this skill, is it has a cooldown. Really, that's the only big one. And it's not any different than Wormlad's skill, actually, so it's just a win-win. Like, this is the best skill in the game so far, is Expired Aesthetic. It's really nice. It gives way to mythic doors that mythics have wanted forever. You could say it's a mythical door of opportunities, because it lets you kill people. It lets you kill the thing that was teasing them for so long, which is why you need this monster in your life, even if it's like 100. Like, let's say maybe you don't want to spend $100 for the rank 3. I don't know why. It's a really great monster. Once in a lifetime opportunity to get one of the best things in the game. But hey, it's expensive. You know, maybe you don't want to spend $100. That's kind of disgusting, for one thing. But let's say if we're just gonna want to settle for the base version, I think the base version is still okay. You're gonna grind forever for that rank 3, but for sure, I think this is a really important monster to get the 3 because it just seems to say no to a lot of things. It's also a really good looking monster. I mean, look at this design, man. Look at that face. It's like, I see your future in a coffin. I got you, boy. Just like probably the world's best hugger too. It's like a friend bond. It's like a, hey dude, I'm here to help you. I'm a supporter. I'll help you. I'll support you through these tough times. If you need a buddy to talk to, your guy with all the balls will help you. But yeah, Blaz is the champion, my boys. Surprisingly beneficial operations. I didn't even see the next skill. I didn't even see the next skill. Surprisingly beneficial operations. This restores all cooldowns on one ally and gives them true vision, meaning you cannot miss your skills. This is lovely. I don't know if this actually is affected by blind. I don't know if you can still miss with total blind if you have true vision. Someone can say that in the comments below, or if you guys see this. But this is really good because it means your side effects are guaranteed to land. I don't think this helps him specifically at all. Like at all. Like, so, except for like the restoring of cooldowns. Like, I think that one thing you could do is surprise after you've done like your protective protocol and your expired aesthetics. I think you go protective protocol into your aesthetics, and then you do this, and then you have them both up again. So you always have the ready. I think the cooldown portion is nice. I don't think True Vision helps so much at all. If anything, just to land the nanovirus. That's really the only thing you get out of the surprisingly beneficial operation on himself. Like if he operates on himself, that's the only beneficial thing he gets is like he's good to go again. But hey, he gives you, my boys. I tipped over a box. But if he does it to anyone else, that means that their skills won't miss. And a lot of monsters in this game have double landing effects, so this just amplifies their ability to land them. Things that come to mind are Abysmus's spammable skills, specifically the aerial one. That applies double DOTs. Yeah, you don't miss that. That's beautiful. That's nice. It's spicy. You for sure hit those, mega taunters like those Centurions for full damage. Oh, that's huge. Like if there's anything that nerfs your damage and you miss a few of your area skills, it does stack up on higher ranking mega taunts. Hey, you're guaranteed to land all your damage now. So have fun taking all that damage, my boys and gals. Hey, if you're pairing up with Tiny, bada bing, bada boom, mega taunt combo with your mythic damage dealer, and you land all those attacks. It's beautiful. It's lovely. It's fantastic. True Vision. So what do you actually run on this, man? Well, I guess we'll seek and fix first. What's their ultimate? Ultimate restores all your cooldowns, applies skill mirror, and applies damage boost to everyone. This is a really nice support ultimate. A lot of monsters in this game have like reset skills, like Ragnarok, for example. So not only can you reset their cooldowns, like you have options for like full life resets or heals, like a lot of opportunities to reset your life naturally, because a lot of things in this game have reset capabilities or healing skills. Yindra, Ragnarok, what else is there? Living Forest has a lot of healing skills. Yamada. It's like you just get all your resources back. You can become more annoying. You can get Wormlad's area regen and cleanse down. Is heal. It's just so many things you can do. It's beautiful. So I think this is a really strong ult. If anything, we need this. This is needed. This is really good. This is also in the case of the event you lose your passive, like your rank 3 passive. If you get your ultimate, hey, you get your cooldowns back, and if they can't do it again, hey, guess what? Boom, you got your stuff back. You can skill mirror, you can remove positive effects, you just get a whole bunch of options. Everything's just reset for you, and it goes all over again. Now, partners, let's talk about partners. Yeah, I'm gonna slap the comments back up again so we can see all your lovely comments. Partners, real quick. The best things to run with Blaz, I think, is the new taunt monster. I think he's broken with Unspeakable. It just Unspeakable doesn't die. He himself has built-in life regen. Like you can run the life regen skill. It's the only taunt monster in the game that does life regen. Pair him up with an area dodge monster. I think Hornet's the best area dodge because he gets anticipation too. So you get a few turns. It's not permanent, but you get a few saving grace turns to deal with Manum Fusion, or you just get an opportunity not to get utterly annihilated, and that's lovely. I think that could be super clutch. Wormlad also comes to mind. I also think it's great with Wormlad because you don't really need to run the revive skill if you're running, like, let's say you're running Mutant Life, right? All you need to do is run the cleanse and the heal, and just watch as your units never die. Like, you're always healing by 50%. You always got the life regen, right? You have another life regen on your tank if they needed to, because again, Unspeakable has built-in life regen. It's just a lot of healing. Nothing really dies unless they use like Ragnarok's skill that does 75%, right? Like very few things addresses that kind of dealio. Like you're weak to you're weak to X return skills with that comp, but if they're not running like a spammable X return monster, you don't really care, especially if you're running a lot of life. I think Battle Fusion's the only bothersome one. I think you're fine if you're running like really high life against like extra turn monsters. I don't think extra turn monsters can deal with Unspeakable because of his high life cap at higher ranks. But beyond that, those are the main ones I would actually pair up with this thing because it gives you so many ins and outs. You could run a Mega. I don't think he really runs well with. You could run a Megaton. I take that back. You could run Ezio. Or I think Santirion would work better. Yeah, Santirion would work 1,000 times better because it's permanent. And then just run a Reviver. You don't. The key thing with that Santirion, don't rank him up all the way. You don't have to, because you get the permanent. You get the permanent. You're allowed to do buffs, right? You want to be able to do buffs with Blaz. So I'd say a rank 1 Santirion would work the best. You get to have Mega Taunt. You don't lose any benefits. It's good. You also don't have to worry about ailments. Like one of the big issues, or like you can say one of the concerns is, hey Dib, if you're running a 105 Santirion, you can't really get any. You're gonna get DOT'd, right? Well, that's what the Reviver's for. You bring back Santirion, apply your skill mirror all the time. You can reset your cooldowns. Santirion himself heals. It's just lovely. It's nice. Is there anything else I want to say about Blaz, aka Balls, aka Broken Balls? I think this is a good start to a mythic meta. This is what we needed, like in terms of just dealing with what mythics have had trouble with lately, with like Wormlad's shenanigans. I just want to make it's like the reason why I'm doing these guides live now is it's just I feel more relaxed. I feel more like comfortable. Like nowadays when I do like recorded guides, it's kind of boring. Like I say the same stuff, dude. I made 109 guides and they're all kind of it's like I've just done so many. I'm like, oh god, I don't know. It's like all this stuff is just boring now. Like I gotta live stream this stuff. It's better live streamed. But so those are all my current thoughts on Blaz. If they change, hey, I'll do like a video on them. I'm gonna get them for sure. It's just really good. I have no reason not to get Blaz. Blaz is such a clutch monster in PvP. I don't know why I wouldn't get him. It functions so well with the damage dealers. It's just something every mythic has needed. They've needed a fast support. Because one of the problems with mythics, again, I've said this before, again, with the evasion, but it's also the fact that legends are slower than mythics. So, like, Wormlad and Hornet, for example, my mythics have to be slower than the things that are already being slowed. Like they're punished for being legendaries, right? Mythic monsters have high speed caps and they're getting outpaced. This engine doesn't work for them because I might have to run slower my mythics have to be slower than the things that are already slow. You know how that is then? Like I have to run slow. Like I have to make my things that should be fast slow in order to make my engine work. That's kind of what I've been doing with my business. Everyone's kind of wondering, hey Dib, why are you running the level 3 speedrun? I have to be able to make my engine work. Like if I just let them get like denied or possessed, the engine does not work. I get bullied. I just get denied. I get frozen. I get possessed. I don't get to use my business at all. Well, I can clean anything with Wormlad. It's just good. It's nice. And then with the taunt monster, you know, the mythic taunt monster, that's always good. That's even better. So I'm gonna get Blaz for sure, and I'm gonna get Unspeakable also for sure. Ranked up. I think these two are really great. I think I'm gonna wait a week to get Blaz because Blaz is a 9-day deal. I have to get Unspeakable the next day. I get paid tomorrow, so I'm gonna pick up rank 3 Unspeakable. We'll do a spicy stream about that, and then sometime next week or two, hey, I'll pick up Blaz because Blaz is amazing. And hey, I gotta dude, I have to do a balls team now. I have to. It has to be a thing. What do I think is the best mythic? You're looking at it. It's like Blaz is really great. Blaz is unfair. Blaz makes everyone, like all the other mythics, runnable. Like any damage dealer mythic wants Blaz on their team. It's just so good. Blaz is the best one right now for sure. There's no reason he's not. He opens the doors to all of the damage dealers, which is what they've been asking for since day one. They keep getting bullied by Wormlamp. They keep getting bullied by all these things that need the effects removed. And the engine's just slow. Like, Legends do not help the engine for them. Like, it's just too slow. It's not fast enough. You need faster stuff. I'd say this is a good start. Right now we need a area dodge mythic monster, I think. For sure, we need an area dodge mythic. I think that would like finish the topping of this much needed cake. But I think this is a really good like start for just a mythic meta. This is, in fact, it could be a bad sign too. That means a lot of like legends could run out one day. Like there's just no point to run them. But I think this is a start to both something new and something terrible possibly, because this thing kind of shuts the doors on a lot of things that Legends relied on, and I think that's kind of scary. I think it's interesting. It opens up the door to new things, but that just means a lot of questionable things. It will mean like all your 130 Legends might not be so helpful, and that's scary. That's really scary. Like no Legends will be useful. It's gonna be like the Legends turned into epics. Like no one uses epics anymore. Like there's no team wars for them. It's like it'll be only mythic. Oh, dude, that's scary. That's 100% scary. But yeah, that's it for this video or this live stream. Do you think there is a better support than Blaz? Not right now. No, this is the best support. If you want to support, get Blaz. I'm not saying like if you're debating on like if it's worth $50 for the support. I'm saying it's good. I'm saying it's an alright. I don't know if it's like I don't really know if it's worth $50, but like it's just a good support. I mean, it's just gonna be it's a top tier monster. This is top tier quality. I'd say if you're a new player, don't get them. Don't buy this like right away. You need to work on other things. I wouldn't say this is a new player thing. For just like everyone out there, if you are a new player watching this stream, like if you're just new, like work on your other things. You need temples done. You just need basic stuff, and there's a lot of cheaper things to invest in. I think this is more so like top tier stuff. This is more things. If you want to stay competitive, this is something that's good. Dib, my chat for the surveys, please. I need help, please. You need a survey? I don't know what the survey is, but I'll look after the stream. But yeah, I haven't been responding to chat much. I'm sorry. I've been dabbling here and there, but again, this was more so prioritizing the guide. I think that's it for this stream. Yep, I'm Dib the Awesome. Thank you very much to coming out to this stream, and I'll catch you guys in the next stream guide. I hope you guys like this new format that I'm going to do, where I'm just going to stream all these things. And yeah, I'm Dib the Awesome, and I'll catch you guys later.